Hello everyone, this is Marathon Films here with another movie review on a movie I just got for Christmas. By the way, Merry Christmas, late Merry Christmas to everyone. And that is Cape Fear, made in 1962, directed by J. Lee Thompson. This film was released on April 12th, 1962, and it was not a big financial success. There's no known gross for it. It didn't make a whole lot of money because it was released at a certain theater, and due to the financial failure, Gregory Peck lost his movie studio, Melville Pictures, after this film. So yeah, this film was not a big success. The director J. Lee Thompson, before he did Cape Fear, he's also done Guns of Navarone and Tiger Bay, which included Gregory Peck and Robert Mitchum, most of the cast in this film. And afterwards he did Conquest of the Planet of the Apes with Charlton Heston and Huckleberry Finn. He's not a well-known director like, Hitchcock or, Spielberg or, any big director. He was the last-minute decision on this film, and I will get to that reason why he was last minute. Now, this film stars Gregory Peck and Robert Mitchum, and it's about, a guy named Max Cady who is just released from prison, and he was convicted of murder during the time, and he starts somewhat stalking. He starts stalking Gregory Peck's character, and which I forgot the name. Oh, Sam Bowden, and his family. Now, throughout this film, it's not so sinister. We're like, okay, this guy's just, asking to be friends, blah blah blah. But later on, as the movie progresses, you see the tension building. You see oh man, this guy is really, really stalking him and really creeping on him. And later on in the film, the family, talks to the sheriff. They talk to other police officers, like, hey, this guy has been going everywhere I go. This guy keeps stalking me. And then later, the Gregory Peck character gets Hitman to attack him, but then that doesn't succeed, and Max Cady decides to hunt him down. And later on, Gregory Peck and his family, I'm sorry, I forget the character's name, go to a boathouse in the middle of the lake that is hidden and keep his family safe from this guy. But he later finds the place and starts going, and during the film he goes after his daughter, who is played by Laurie Martin, and it's sort of like he's trying to be a child molester almost, is what this guy is depicted as. For the 60s, it's kind of weird, but and Gregory Peck is trying to save his daughter, and Robert Mitchum and them get in a fight, and then Gregory Peck shoots him, but he doesn't die, and he puts him in jail for life, and that's how the story ends. Now, this movie was based off the novel The Executioners by John D. MacDonald, and it's an original masterpiece of revenge, confrontation, and murder. And what I said about the director, this film was storyboarded by Alfred Hitchcock, and he was set to direct it until a dispute came over with him in the studio. So Alfred Hitchcock dropped the role of directing this film, and J. Lee Thompson stepped in to direct it. But there are some Hitchcock themes and elements in this film. You get long shots of the climactic fight, which is in many Hitchcock films that have fight scenes. You later see many elements, there's light angles, light shining down on certain people or elements. There's an eerie musical score, as you can hear, which was by Hitchcock's composer, Bernard Herrmann, who's done many Hitchcock films and Bernard Herrmann did the score for this, which it's phenomenal. And there's many close-ups on most of the actors, just like Hitchcock would do. And there's like subtle little details of violence, like verbal violence, no like graphic violence or anything, but as the film progresses, you get little elements that just get bigger and bigger and bigger, almost like a Hitchcock film. And this film was not completed like the director wanted. He wanted more violence. He wanted more. He wanted more, like, issues regarding the character. Like, there's issues of him with sexual harassment. You know, he's going after the little girl, which is considered a form of child abuse in this film. And then there's also the question on this film that everyone talks about is there's a little like hints of rape in this film due to the character. But there were many elements that the director wanted, but then later on when this film got remade in 1991 with Robert De Niro and directed by Martin Scorsese, there were many elements that Scorsese put in there that J. Lee Thompson was like, yes, those elements are in there, yes. Like the ending, the more graphic violence, the more... Because during this time when this film was made, the motion picture censorship was very strict about this time. They were starting to fade away a little bit, but they were still had some strict ends on them. So then when 91 came around, you know, they were a bit lenient, and that's why there's more violence and, you know, weird themes within the 1991 remake that Scorsese made. And it's just very, very... That one is just very creepy. Robert De Niro gives that character of Max Cady such a weird feeling. Then I'll go with some you know, trivial information. Like, one of the sheriffs is played by the same, like, detective in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. I forgot the name. Please forgive me. Unless it's back at here. Martin Balsam. Martin Balsam, who has played the detective in Psycho that gets killed by Mother. And what's funny is when you watch the movie, in the middle of it, when he's trying to save the family and get them in a safe house, the house that he puts them in is actually the Psycho house, which the Psycho house makes a cameo in this film, which is kind of cool. And like I said, there were so many like funny instances where in the fight at the end with Gregory Peck and Robert Mitchum, as they were, you know, fighting and everything, Peck broke character and actually accidentally punched Robert Mitchum, and he was like felt it for days, and you know, there was just, you know, he broke out of character, and you know, that was something to hear about. That was kind of, whew. And that shot at the end took place at, I believe, a lake, Creature from Black Lagoon, or Falls Lake. The small lake at Universal Studios where it was filmed at, is where they got the final scene with the river, the boat, and everything. And there were many elements the director wanted, but he had to do so many cuts and edits because the censorship board, and he just wasn't happy with it, as he didn't. But this film later influenced Scorsese to make the remake in 1991 with Robert De Niro, and there's just many elements in that film. And even some of the three actors in this film make cameos in that remake. Gregory Peck, I believe, is a lawyer. The judge is Robert Mitchum, and Martin Balsam, I think, plays a police detective. So they make cameos in the remake, which, to my opinion, this film definitely is good work of, you know, thrill, suspense, almost like a Hitchcock film, but not by him, even though he storyboarded it. This film had many good, like, suspense to it. And the director was a big Alfred Hitchcock fan too, and studied Hitchcock as well, and tried to put those elements within this film. So that is, this film has influenced, you know, the remake, I don't think they're doing another remake. I haven't heard anything. And Cape Fear is just a great 60s film. I mean, it could... I mean, without it being distributed by Universal, it could almost be an independent film by the way it was made. Like, because it's not as big as most, like, big pictures that Universal has made. But it was on my list, and I wanted to grab it, and I thought, I like the remake. I want to watch this one. So, yeah, that's my review on Cape Fear, made in 1962. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this film. Subscribe to my channel, Marathon Films. And please like and tell me what you think about this one and also the remake. Because I've seen the remake a few years back. And that was pretty scarier than this one and creepier. So again, this is Marathon Films. Please, thank you for watching. And please subscribe to my channel.